Rolling. Action.
Peace and blessing, family. I'm 19 Keys. This is 19 Keys podcast, where we have electrical thought patterns and enlightening conversations. Today I find myself in South Africa, and it's Africa's tallest building, and I'm sitting here with some very smart, intelligent people. I'm going to go ahead and let them introduce themselves, and then we're going to break into a very powerful conversation and dialogue. Not only introduce your name, but also introduce what you study.
Alright, I'm Kemo Ketsu, which means eyebrow. I'd like to share that with people. I'm from South Africa and I'm currently studying metallurgical engineering.
Metallurgical engineering.
Yo, Spencer Malangeni, go by Fibonacci. That's for fun though. That's my hammer. So I'm done actually. Completed my mining engineering degree recently. So looking forward to having our brother 19 Keys. Skip rolling.
First, I want to say something about your degrees and what you're studying, because those are not common ones that I actually hear. You know, metallurgy and mining engineering. A lot of times we hear, I know a lot of people that I know in America studying psychology or sociology or, you know, African American studies and things of that nature. But you all actually studying the skill set that you can actually utilize to help build your country up. And I think that's the important thing right now. Like, metallurgy, can you explain to people what that is, you know, the study of it?
Definitely. Metallurgy is the study of metals and minerals. So basically what got me into metallurgy was that South Africa holds almost 90% of the world's minerals. So it only makes sense for me as a South African to know about the minerals that are on my land, so that I can not only connect with my land, but also utilize what God has given us to bring us into a better place.
Right.
So that's why, like, metallurgy, I'm doing that. And yeah, metallurgy is just about the process of, after the mining engineers have extracted the metals from the ground, we now transform it into things that we can use, products, and everything that is made out of metal really.
So I find that extremely powerful, especially for myself. So I have gold water, I have a mineral supplement company, right?
Wow.
So we actually have gold water, and of course we're born with gold. I'm imagining you all should know.
Yes.
So the increasing of gold in your body electrifies your system, right? So scientists was trying to figure out why is there gold in the body, and they found out that it has anti-inflammatory properties and it electrifies, you know, the nerves within your body.
Yeah.
So when you drink the gold, it actually stimulates the brain, the body, the mind, and spirit.
Yeah.
So our goal is to mineralize you, because we live in today a society that people are more afraid of chemicals or minerals than they are chemicals.
True, yes.
Right? And so you have to re-enlighten our people on the study of our nature. Now, the important thing is you're going to take a little while. But my brother, you're studying mining and engineering, and I find that so monumentally important, because, you know, coming out of apartheid, coming out of, you know, colonialism and things of that nature, everybody has robbed Africa of its minerals, right? And a lot of it is because sometimes the people were ignorant of how enriching those minerals were and how to capitalize on those resources for ourselves.
Yeah.
So the fact that now you have the information and the knowledge and the know-how, you can now, you know, go to parts of land where people have those minerals and mine it for yourself. You know, because the British, the Indians, the Chinese, everybody's here, you know.
Yeah.
And so now it's time for Africans to take back Africa and utilize the minerals for ourselves to build ourselves up. So why did you get into mining engineering?
It's a tricky one. Well, yeah, it's important. It's more of thinking broader. It's more of trying to understand the value of what you possess as a nation, as a country. We poor not because you do not have things, because you don't understand the value of what we have. You know? So the Westerners, they can take gold, give us paper. It's not because we did not know what gold is, what gold does, but we had not exploited at that time. We never really got to understand the actual value which gold possesses. So if someone understood something better than you, they will do whatever they can to exploit you, because you understand what you have, but the amount or the value it possesses to other people.
Right.
Because to us it could have been golden stone,
Right.
which was not. I mean, we use stones. We use copper, we use gold, everything, all the minerals we use. We even knew where to mine what for what. Back in the days, we used spears. We used copper for those spears. There was mining. Actually, everything began with mining.
You know, that's an interesting point you bring up, because when colonizers come to any place, they make it seem as if they're civilizing and teaching the people. But really, what they do is they rob the knowledge that the people have, right? And then they kind of repackage it and then try to resell it to the people after they rob them of their own culture and know-how. So it's amazing that a lot of people don't know how, quote unquote, woke a lot of South Africans. Because from the conversations I've had with you all are amazingly aware of what's going on in this country. And I think that because in America, we wear our awareness with a sense of anger and pride at the same time. So you can just wear it on the faces. So, but you all, I think, are at this point where you're just ready to move forward and build. So even though I'm sure that you all see colonizers the same way we do, the way that you go about moving forward, I think, is more progressive, because it's like, you know what happened? Now it's time for us to learn these skill sets. Now it's time for us to build. It's what 80%, Africans out here, or more than that actually. They said it was 13% white, and that number is even skewed because they're not really adding in the rest of the areas. They're just adding in this
certain areas.
So that's how they skew it to make it seem like there's more. But even 80 to 90% African, why do you think that? I know in America they call it the United States, but it's the divided states. We separated by states, cities, hoods, philosophy, spirituality, education levels, politics, ideas on gender and sex. We separated by all of these things. So before we can just see each other as brother and sister, it's the mindset that separates us. So we can never be the majority as long as we're divided. Right? So even though that across the planet Earth, black people make up the largest percentage of race, on this planet Earth, and melanated people, but if we're divided by all these different things, West African, South African, East African, that's how they keep us never collaborating and working with each other. Right? So why do you think it is that today, or I should ask you today, what do you think that your generation will do differently than other generations have done in order to change, what's happened? The status.
Okay, I don't know, want to jump in first? I think it's going to jump in first and then drop along. Okay, but
I want to hear the maps and then I want to hear
So, I guess it's on what can you do better moving forward from now. So, there's a lot, but actually there's very few we can do. Or it's less, it's not as big as people think it is. We come from a systematically ignorant generation. Systematically ignorant in this sense. Our parents and the generation before us, they were rendered stupid. They were rendered ignorant. They had to be ignorant for the system to work. So you had to give them Bantu education. You had to separate them from a lot of things. Blacks, whites, White people still couldn't bet the numbers we came out on whatever we had to compete with them. Every time we'd come and talk. That's why they had to divide us, reduce opportunities. Do not give us enough opportunities as you give the rest of the other race.
Like the education system out here specifically was created to create an inferior education system to only make laborers. Not to make thinkers, independent thinkers, not to where you study in engineering and mining and metallurgy. No, it was only for you to become a worker, which is basically how our education system is set up as well.
But then the trick is now, we are not that generation. You and I and the rest, we are not. The problem is, we've grown to fear our parents, not to respect them.
So
we are afraid.
I want to get something onto that point, and I'm going to ask you about this. This generation, I believe, is probably the greatest, most rebellious generation from indoctrination, traditionalism of their parents that enslaves us mentally. Because we have open source knowledge, because we have collaboration of technology where we can stream each other's content thoughts. It expands the mind. And it's impossible to put it back into this box to share the same paradigm as our parents. So one thing that I find out here is that a lot of South Africans, and of course around the world as well, is that you're not adopting the same Christian beliefs as your parents. Because it just doesn't make sense. Your mind is expanded too much to worship a white Jesus on a Sunday. And so now, what do you think that's going to do for South Africa going forward when there's different religious and spiritual practices that's now embedded into the generation? For one, besides like reshaping the minds of the children, but when it comes to wanting power, the Christian man doesn't really want power over, don't really tap into that godliness, because it gives that source outward to white supremacy, if you will. So now that we're tapping into some of that black excellent spirituality and godliness, how do you think that's going to change the landscape of Africa?
I think it's very important for us to actually keep it simple and to go back to the beginning. And that is actually us finding like our roots and who we are as a people and what our forefathers used to do. Like this conversation, this topic is actually very deep to me because I come from like a Christian home and I was one of the first children to be like, this is not for me. And my whole family judged me, they had no idea what I was going through, they had no idea what is this child going through, but yeah, I was the rebellious child. I needed a pastor. I don't know how many times they got the pastor to me to holy water this child because they didn't even know. And I kept telling my mom over and over again, I'm not gonna follow something that doesn't resonate with me. And I